I know a lot of people here have been working with me on some of this in the past. I have recently started writing these in Python. I've only been writing in Python for about 2 weeks now, three at most. I have used the aid of Cursor.ai, which is an AI editor, and that's what we're going to be doing our work in today. What I've done here is there is an API Ninja website out there. They have various APIs that you can use, and one of them is a weather API. And it can get, city, state, country, zip code, Latin law, weather for those areas. So what I did is I drafted a example SignalWire AI gateway function get weather using API Ninja. So basically, free switch, not free switch, but the AI agent will do a request to your Swag server when you include these functions. And basically, it does something like this. It does a get signature and includes it into your SWML for you, so you can include it from the remote server in this example. And basically, this is the definition of the function with all of the webhook URLs and everything set like they're supposed to be. Now, if I wanted to test my Swag get weather function without having to actually call the AI, I wrote a utility, and this is on GitHub as well. We'll put all the links together, and I'm still writing documentation for this. But this is the Swag CLI. It lets you do a CLI request against get weather. It does the get signature, gets the required arguments, and says, okay, I'm going to put a city in here. I'm going to put a country. So here's what it returns. Response, temperature, 82 degrees, feels like. Gave all the information about Dallas, Texas. So this is all just in Python. This is standalone service. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to call it real quick, okay? So you can hear it. And then we're going to add something to it.
Hello there, this is
I'd like to know the weather in Dallas, Texas.
Weather in Dallas, Texas is currently 82 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like 88 degrees. The minimum temperature is 81 degrees and the maximum is 84 degrees. Humidity is at 67% with cloud coverage at 75%. The wind is blowing at 20 miles per hour from the south. Would you like to know about the weather in another city?
Can you tell me the weather in New York, New York?
Weather in New York is currently 73 degrees Fahrenheit and it feels like 73 degrees. The minimum temperature is 72 degrees and the maximum is 79 degrees. Humidity is at 54% with no cloud coverage. The wind is blowing at 6 miles per hour from the north. Would you like to check the weather somewhere else?
How about Sydney, Australia?
Weather in Sydney. Australia is currently 61 degrees Fahrenheit and it feels like 61 degrees. The minimum temperature is 57 degrees and the maximum is 63 degrees. Humidity is at 89% with just 2% cloud coverage. The wind is blowing at 7 miles per hour from the south. Would you like to know about another location?
So there's some examples of calling it and using the SignalWire AI gateway to answer the questions that I'm asking. Let's see. This API also accepts zip code. So what I want to do is I want to show you something. Zip code to the optional ways query for the Swag function. Let's see here. City or state or country. There we go. We can accept that. Now, we're going to call back. I just did that live. Oh, I spoke over him. Alex, I would like to know what the weather is like in zip code 74501.
Looks like the zip code you provided is incomplete. Could you please give me the full zip code so I can check the weather for you?
74501. Oh, see?
I apologize for the inconvenience.
That's what we get for coding live. Let's see if we forgot to add it somewhere here. I think we did. No, it's right there. Let me just double check the API here. Let's see here. Weather. It's zip, not zip code. That's what the problem is. So we just go do this right here. Problem solved. And we're going to call and try that again. I'd like the weather for zip code 74501.
Sure. Could you please tell me the city or location you want the weather for?
74501.
The weather for the area with the zip code 74501 is currently 81 degrees Fahrenheit.
So see, we just added that, but we could also take this one step further. We can come down here for our signature definition and say integer. So it only works in US zip codes. And it says 5-digit United States only. So we have 5-digit US zip code, which is all integers. So we have the argument defined as an integer. Now watch this. I can test this. I don't want to put a city, a county, state. I want the zip code. And we just added that to the SignalWire AI gateway, and the AI instinctively knew what to pass to the function because of how it's defined. So it didn't have to really do a lot of work to show that off. Now, I'm going to take the editor away and I'm going to add something else in here. See here. I want to show you kind of what that looks like in the post conversation. Now, this viewer I'm fixing to show you is going to be available sometime in the future here at SignalWire. Is it coming back up? Is my screen in there? Try that. There it goes. All right. So here's the little thing I just whipped together. This is also the first thing I ever wrote in Python was this UI just for my playground. And right here is what the conversation we just had with that AI looks like. Now see how I have all this data? This is all available to you from our AI agent. It'll emit this however you want to store it. But I come up with this way to display the data because it lets me see the functions, what was posted to the functions, and what the response to those functions were. So it gives you kind of an insight into how this all operates and fits together. This is a real interesting way of viewing it. I'm actually going to break this down even more into a nice parsed tree of information. But you have all of your caller ID information, your tokens, your latency information. Like all of this is how fast the AI agent is responding. The initial latency is 432 milliseconds. To audio is 666 milliseconds, and the utterance latency is 602 milliseconds. So all of these they're sub 1 second. Sometimes they're a little faster. It also depends on which voice you use. In this example, I was using 11 Labs, which does induce a little bit more latency versus, say, the Google or some of the DeepGram voices. But the DeepGram voices aren't as good yet as OpenAI or 11 Labs. There are a couple of Google voices that are really good. But these are all realistic because humans don't communicate in sub millisecond response times. For example, I can go over here and change this voice. We could change it to Dorothy, Arnold, Charlotte, Matilda, Matthew. It does all of this for us. And see, I've got this included from the actual code that's running in my editor right now, and it's doing this to pull it in. So it pulled in the latest function definition, and I save it, and it knows it's there. And here is where I log the SWML requests. Like, for example, when a phone call comes in, this is what it looks like. This request information is what is posted to your server. And this over here is the actual SWML document I generated that uses the get weather function. So I'll put this in the document as an example. But you see right here, it includes get weather from this URL. And then my prompt just says, you're a happy weatherman named Alex. You can answer weather information about various cities and countries. That's all I told it. Now, when I added the zip code, you notice that it figured that out on its own. I didn't have to give additional information, but I could give additional information. I could even ask the AI to generate me a system prompt that aligns with what the function it needs to accomplish with some examples, and AI will generate me a prompt that will fill in any of those gaps. And then this is another facility you have available to you. I'm going to call this. Let me find this again. I'll do 50 language. 11 Labs Matthew. I don't think I like that one. We'll go back to Josh. There we go. All right, so we go back down here to live debug. And again, all of these facilities I built using our SignalWire AI agent. It's available today. So we're sitting here watching this conversation live. And I could.
It sounds like you're having a great time. If you need any weather updates for your location or anywhere else, just let me. The weather in McAllister, Oklahoma is currently 81 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like 82 degrees. The humidity is at 57% with a cloud coverage of 40%. The wind is blowing from the south at 15 miles per hour. Would you like to know the weather for another location?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. And see, I've turned on the live raw event, so you can see the actual raw JSON.
It feels like 79 degrees.
You can also talk back to it here. This is all using facilities that are available to you today. This UI right here is also available to you today. It's open source and it's on GitHub. So anybody that wants to take this and run with it, have at it. I'll take input. I'll take feedback. Let's go over here and view this conversation here. And this is the one we just had. See where it says I typed McAllister in the box, McAllister, Oklahoma, injected it right into the AI agent. And this is some flexibility that a lot of the other solutions on the market don't have. You can do a really good postmortem as to why, like say if your AI agent misbehaves or you don't understand why it did something. And usually that means you need to do some prompt tuning or you've over prompted. The number one thing I see in the wild is over prompting, where you give it too much and it's confusing. For example, I'm working on one right now. Let me pull up a markdown thing here and I'll show you what I'm working on right now. Let's see here. So let's go here. My copy pasty is broken. So right before this call, I was on another call where a demonstration of doing therapy eligibility using an AI agent and scheduling an appointment would be done. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to stop. We're going to stop and we're just going to code some things here. Let's see here. Okay. Now we're going to do some mock functions here. Let's see here. Plan. All right, so now we've got that. Now let's see if I can do terminal, new terminal. And if you have questions about anything I'm doing, raise your hand. We'll discuss it. And Insurance. What did I call this app? Let me find it here. Here somewhere. I just remember where I put it. Let's hit File, Open, Folder. Workator. I probably did it in the wrong folder. Let me see if I can find it. That's what I did. File, Open Folder. Workator. Let's just reopen that. Okay. Let's go right over here. We'll say terminal new. Now I use Linux as my environment, so I use a local Docker container, which is based on Wirestarter, which is available on GitHub as well under the SignalWire. So now we're going to go venv init. We're going to make this a virtual environment. Pip install pip rex. Pip rex. It made us our requirements. Pip install our requirements. And then let's see what we got here. Okay. That app works. We're going to get out of that for just a second. So we've got some things here now. Now I got to pull in some other stuff. Now we got to go to plan. That's the AI. Let's see if I can add another file. CP. MovieBot, CP app. Insurance. Okay, we got another file over here I'm going to add for context. Where did it go? Let's open it first. Now, I gotta add plan. So I gave it all the data. Now it's going to do this stuff for me. Let's apply that, the entire file. Accept. So now I've got all my swag functions there. Let's make sure I got. So we're going to do a up. We're going to test this from another window. We got an error. Let's see. Oh, I know what my problem is. Oh, let's see what we got here. Let's see, port. We actually need 5001. Waiting on my proxy to get to working again. Does anybody have any questions yet? Oh, that's down, that's down. All right. Let's check our code here. We've got, make sure I don't have any modules I need to do. Pip X. Of course. Pip install R requirements.
Ryan, we have a question in the chat that's from a first-time joiner. Welcome. It says, can you provide a point from which I should start? GitHub address?
Oh, yes.
Anything we can share?
Yes, I do have one. I also have an example app that I'm this Get Weather app we just did and showed off. I'm going to be checking it into GitHub shortly. That's a really good place to start. Another good place to start is last week's Zendesk example, and that is actually available right now on GitHub.
Also, any docs to help start my environment would be helpful.
Oh, okay. Yes. What I would do is, like I said, I work on Wirestarter, which is the thing I put together at SignalWire. That is an environment. Let me send you a link to it. Put that in here as well. This is literally what I develop in when I'm in Linux. I use the Cursor AI for my editor, and I use that container on my Mac to do my general development. I run Postgres in it, Redis, any services I need. It has a neat little setup. You can also have some of the stuff persist past, like when you destroy the container, it goes away. But there are hooks in there, and I can document those that show you how to keep your data on your work dir, which is a directory that I mount from another image into the container, and then I shift all of my data to that directory, and it just does it automatically when you join. You've probably seen it when I make enter here. Watch this. When I enter this, this checks everything. It starts my ngrok tunnel. It moves my Postgres database to workdir. Checks and verifies it's working. Installed any dependencies that I needed to have. And then it has special things, like if you notice, I just CD'd into that insurance directory. It noticed there was a virtual environment in there, so it activated it. Now, if I leave this directory, it'll deactivate it. See? So I've added all kinds of little neat things. Like, for example, this up is a loop. So that if I'm developing and I'm crashing the Python as I'm editing it, because it tries to parse it and restart every time the file changes. And if I do something silly, like for example, I could come in here and put something invalid, and see now it's got a syntax error, and I fix it. It goes right back. So this is how I've done mine. And if you guys want to come and we could do like a boot camp on this, and we could all work together to set up an environment and go through this step by step. If you guys want to do one of those, we could do that completely separate from AI office hours. But totally, I'd be down for that. Let's see if I'm missing something here. Nope, got everything I need here. I gotta see why it's not working. Oh, we got it. But I didn't get something back. Let's see here. That's wrong. That's why. I'll paste this from my other one, which already works. So we're going to fix this just by copy and pasting my existing code that already works. Okay. Now we got to go over here and say new file, .env. And then we got to go over here to this. Gotta go. Gotta bring in basic auth. And, yep, okay, so there's that. Notice how the editor completed most of that for me? It knew what I was trying to do. Now, load.env. Now I've got my .env in there. So I got the modulator.env. Now we got to go down here and do it. Piprex, force, pip install, requirements, up. And now we got to get those now. So we got to come over here. See, it knew I needed those. And now our swag server is, watch this. So now, I don't know if I get the right thing. And see, there we go. There's all those functions, and we just, all we did it was from the planning document that I already wrote. So it literally did the framework for those. Now I got to make the functions actually do something. So, and these don't need routes because they're not going to be called from the web. They're only going to be called from those routes from the swag server. So we can take those out. And let's see here. Literally figuring it out. Okay, so we got that all done. This probably won't work, but we'll give it a shot. Say check eligibility. Okay, so we'll go over here and we'll say check eligibility. Member ID. So we got a bug. What do we got a bug on here? Let's look. It's a bug in my response. Let's go see what I did over here. Function map params. Unexpected keyword. Oh, we'll fix that right now. Oh, let's see something here. Get weather. So we'll go over here. Member ID equals 9. Let's go down here and make sure I did this right. A little bigger so I can see what I'm doing here. Oh, here's what my problem is. Let's see here. We need to function map params. Then we say function map. Right there's params. Okay. So go to check eligibility. Let's try that again. Still got a problem here. You're gonna see something fun. Watch this. It's telling me exactly what the problem is. But I don't want to do that because I have reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing. This is the raw response. So I need to do we'll just do this, what it's saying, just for the shiggles. Turn response. Okay. See? It's not in the right format yet, but I can fix that. But it's totally returning data that I need, but I need the data returned in a human readable format. So what we do in this get check eligibility, what we would do is I could just go, okay, return human readable results. And then we go back over here to where I was. So we don't need, I'm just going to return. We don't need, no, that's still wrong. We're going to back that out. We're going to try that again. We're going to reject that and say readable results as a string of data for an LLM. There we go. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so we go back over here now, and I can undo this change that I did. Okay, now we're going to do it again. We wrote a swag function that runs that check eligibility and returns a response key that says success member is covered for the following services, and that would be given to the LLM so it could proceed, even though the data is not real. And so we need to go in all of these mock functions that I've made, and I need to say return human readable format. Return a human readable format as a string of the data. There we go. And now it's telling me this code's dead, so I don't need this dead. I don't need that code. We did check eligibility. Schedule therapy appointment. Return human readable format as a string. Except we're going to say Control K, return human readable string. I'm being a little more specific because this needs to be a table. No, it has to be the data. Reject. Using the data in the mock response. Gotta be a little more specific. Okay, let's accept that. We'll just nuke this code that we no longer need. If I can. Okay, now we're going to say provide a human readable response using the mock data. Accept. Now we don't need this anymore. Oh, got an error there. And there. All right, let's see. Do we got one more to do? Yes, right here. Provide human readable format as a string using mock data. Oh well, it'll get it right. Blue cross, blue shield, blah, blah, blah. Accept. Okay, now. Don't need that data anymore. Okay. Now, all of those swag functions work. Now let's go. Let's take my prompt I did right here, and we're going to go put it in the place of the weatherman. All right, so we're going to call the weatherman. Let's go back over here to my weatherbot, close this conversation. I'll share my screen in just a second so you guys can see it. All right, we're going to say prompt. We're going to put my therapy prompt in there. We're going to click save. Let's see here. Online. Let's see here. There we go. Got the prompt in there.
Brian, just for some of the late joiners, if you can just give them like a quick, like what we're building.
Well, I'm building a insurance eligibility AI agent. Just did this on the fly. I had somebody request this as an example, just to kind of get a feel for how this works. And so I decided just to wing it and do it. So we've got all of the mock swag functions defined and done. Now all we need to do is call it. Let's see what we can do here. I gotta make sure.
Hello, I'm here to help verify your insurance eligibility for online therapy and assist you in scheduling a session if you're eligible. To get started, could you please tell me the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Thank you. Now, could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Great. Lastly, could you confirm your date of birth in the format YYMMDD?
1980 0101.
Thank you for that information. Just to clarify, could you please confirm your date of birth in the format YYYYMMDD? It looks like the format you provided is
1980 0101.
It seems there was a misunderstanding.
So this is the area where you have to tune the prompt. So if you notice, I'm going to say, we'll say, we don't usually provide the year in this form. Yeah, I usually do, but we need to say get it a different way. So let's look at the prompt, how we're doing this. Let's see here. We've got right here, user's birthday. So I'm not going to have it ask because it's smart enough to follow that. So over here in this prompt, I need to say, confirm the birth date, verify. Just take the format out of here. Let's see that. We don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, Mr. Editor. Now, the AI is usually smart enough to do this, but we may have to do something with the function argument just to lock it in place. But this
Hello?
Hello.
I understand. Could you please provide the... I'm here to assist you. Could you please provide the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Thank you. Now, could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
Great. Lastly, could you confirm your date of birth in the format YYMDD?
1980-01-01.
Seems like the date of birth is incomplete. Could you
Let's
please
see.
provide the full date of...
Let's see what it gives me here. This is going to have to be... Let's see here. How are we going to handle the date format? We're going to have to fix that over here. Let's see here. Date of birth. It needs to be able to ask it in free form. So, oh, I know why I didn't edit the prompt in the right place. I edited it in the editor, not the actual system. So let's fix that. That's why. Fix that. Okay, there would be why it wouldn't do it. So let's hit save changes in the right place and actually edit the prompt correctly.
Online therapy and assist you in scheduling a session if you're eligible. To get started, could you please tell me the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Hello.
Blue
I'm here to
Cross
help
Blue
verify your
Shield.
insurance Thank you for that information. Could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
Great. Now, could you please confirm your date of birth?
January 1st, 1980.
Thank you for providing your date of birth. Just to confirm, your date of birth is January 1st, 1980. Do I have your consent to verify your insurance details?
Yes.
Thank you. I will now verify your insurance details with the information you provided. Please hold on for a moment.
Build the script. Yep, I killed the actual script that services that. Get a new terminal and fix that. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's right here. Okay, so let's see what bug we had. That bug. Oh, I didn't actually include the functions. That's probably mine. Let's do that too. Edit. What was my username and password? Password was password. Let's try that. Edit. Okay. Reload. Error. Oh. We got to do this. Gotta make sure it's running. Did my editor go away? Let's fix that.
think we lost your screen share altogether.
Yeah, I see that. I have it now. I'm going to delete on the get weather. All right. I tried to share it again. It's taking a minute probably. There it is. It's back. Okay. So let's try that again. It helps when you actually put the functions in the AI.
Hello. I'm here to help verify your insurance eligibility for online therapy and assist you in scheduling a session if you're eligible. To get started, could you please provide me with the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Thank you. Now, could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Great. Lastly, could you confirm your date of birth in the format YYMDD?
It's January 1st, 1980.
Thank you for the information. To verify your insurance details, I will now proceed with the verification process. Please hold on for a moment.
Oh, see, it did it, but
I
I
apologize.
have a code problem here. Let's see what my code problem is. See, it passed the birth date correctly. Passed all the data correctly. We have. Oh, we gotta go add some stuff. I left some code out. We gotta go in here and have verify insurance member. There it goes. Okay, so now we gotta do that one. Gotta go that one. See, it's totally doing it for me. Oh, I kind of screwed that up, didn't I? I'll put the market data back. See, it knew it. It put the market data back that I accidentally deleted. All right, so let's see. Let's go once over, make sure I got all my functions with the arguments defined now. Good. Okay. See, this is what happens when you do it live.
Hello, I'm here to help verify your insurance eligibility for online therapy and assist you in scheduling a session if you're eligible. To get started, could you please provide me with the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Thank you. Now, could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Great. Lastly, could you confirm your date of birth in the format YYMMDD?
January 1st, 1980.
Thank you for the information. Just to confirm, you provided the insurance provider as Blue Cross Blue Shield. The member ID is 1234-56789, and your date of birth is January 1st, 1980. Do I have that correct?
There's no dash in the number, though.
Thank you for the clarification. So the member ID is 1234-56789 without a dash.
Correct.
I will now proceed to verify your insurance.
Still got a
I
bug.
apologize.
Oh, I didn't put the date of birth in the argument list. Let's see here. It's verify insurance. Let's see here. Verify. Oh, it put it in as DOB instead of date of birth. Let's see. Anyway, this application is mostly written. This is just tuning at this point. We're going to try it one more time.
I'm here to help verify your insurance eligibility for online therapy and assist you in scheduling a session if you're eligible. To get started, could you please provide me with the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Thank you. Now, could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Great. Lastly, could you confirm your date of birth?
January 1st, 1980.
Thank you for providing that information. Just to confirm, you would like me to verify your insurance details with the following. Insurance provider is Blue Cross Blue Shield. Member ID as 1234567889 and date of birth is January 1st, 1980. Do I have your consent to proceed with the verification?
Yes.
I apologize, but it seems that the service I used to verify insurance...
Well, it did it right, but my response was wrong. Let's see here. Oh, I know why. It's helpful if you return the data.
Got about 9 minutes left, just so you know, Brian.
I think we got this. I feel I'm under the gun here. I didn't anticipate doing this live,
Here to
but
help
here we
verify
did
your
it.
insurance eligibility for online therapy and assist you in scheduling a session if you're eligible. To get started, could you please provide me with the name of your insurance provider?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Thank you. Now, could you please provide your member ID as it appears on your insurance card?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Great. Lastly, could you confirm your date of birth?
January 1st, 1980.
Thank you for providing that information. Just to confirm, do you consent to verify your insurance details to determine your eligibility for therapy?
Yes.
Your insurance has been successfully verified and is currently active. Now I will check if your plan covers online therapy. Please hold on for a moment. Unfortunately, it appears that your insurance plan does not cover online therapy. Would you like to explore alternative payment methods?
The member ID number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 without a dash.
Thank you for the clarification. Let's verify your insurance details again with the correct member ID. I will proceed with that now. Your insurance has been successfully verified again and is currently active. Now I will check if your plan covers online therapy. Please hold on for a moment. Hello, are you still there?
Yes.
I will check your insurance. Great news. Your insurance plan covers online therapy. Would you like me to provide you with the co-payment information for your sessions?
Yes, please.
Your co-payment for therapy sessions is $20. Would you like to schedule a therapy session now? If
Yes.
so, please let me know your preferred. Great. Please provide me with your preferred date and time for the therapy session.
December 13th, 2024.
Thank you. What time would you prefer for your session on December 13th, 2024?
3 p.m.
Your therapy session has been successfully scheduled for December 13th, 2024 at 3 p.m. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, that'll be it. Thank you. Okay, we did that live. Anyway, so there was that whole outline plan of verifying insurance eligibility. We did in under an hour. That has how many swag functions does it have? 5, I think. Now, we didn't plug it into anything for scheduling, and all of that was mocked. We mocked all the data. But you see how easy you could go into these functions now and tie them into a back-end system, because you get all of the data. And it didn't, like for the scheduling, it didn't, there's one piece of information missing from the schedule. It is preferred date. The time is not passed. And the member ID. So we would want to pass member ID, and we would want to pass in preferred time. Now, update the swag signature for schedule. Change user ID to member ID. Let's apply that. Try that again. See, there we go. Now we got it updated. So now we fixed the thing with the member ID and the not passing the date and time. Done. And I would want in we'll say military time. All right. Then we could get even crazier and say like integer, change the data types. But there you go. There's a an AI agent that collected information, validated information, and scheduled an appointment. Any questions? I want to show one more thing before we go. Conversations.
We did have somebody earlier ask a question. Can we talk about real-time API mid-call?
What does it mean, real-time API?
Yeah, it just says, can you please talk about the real-time API mid-call?
Or how it's calling these, or
maybe they'll clarify for us.
you go ahead and unmute if you want to unmute.
Hi.
Yes.
Sorry. What is this? Are you showing on the web browser right now?
This is the post conversation information of the call we just made to the insurance eligibility line. This is the prompt. This is the interaction. Everything I said, everything that AI said.
So this is like a like you guys have your like I guess the LLM hosted and then it transcribes it.
We use ChatGPT, OpenAI.
Okay.
We just built scaffolding. We built scaffolding around it. We're not using the real time. We've had this for almost 2 years now. We built scaffolding around it for function calling and all of this infrastructure. It's all on board. Everything you need is on board. This data is posted to you at the end of the call.
Okay. I see.
So this is like a CDR record for the AI interaction, yeah. And you get to see it all. Here's every function it called, every argument, and what was posted, what the responses were.
Oh, I see. So it's like a middleware then.
Yeah, this little thing I wrote here is the BotWorks thing that's on GitHub. I'll put it in chat. This is what I wrote that I do my testing and stuff on. And this, like I said, I wrote it in less than 24 hours using Cursor. And it's also the first thing I ever wrote in Python.
Okay.
And so there you have it. You have a complete that did the therapy eligibility and scheduling component.
Oh, thank you for that.
Anyway, if you guys have questions and anybody that wants to like schedule possibly a time to ask about development environment or what's best to get set up, I'm going to put my Calendly into the chat. Feel free to pick 30 minutes of my mind and come talk to me because I will sit down and work with anybody. And if we need to schedule just an ad hoc, like a Friday or something, where we just sit on a call like this for 4 or 5 hours on a Friday afternoon, we can do that as well. Because this technology is some really awesome stuff, and I would love to get it in more people's hands.